Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? We have more Heroes of the Storm now on the channel, and today we're going to look at the Heroes Battle Arena again. Fnatic is playing versus TeamLiquid, and the same game already happened just recently in the Fragbyte tournament. And during the Fragbyte Masters, Fnatic just basically stomped TeamLiquid. These guys are so good right now, they have great synergy, and after Prague with the new lineup, Fnatic seems just absolutely unstoppable. These guys are getting better and better. TeamLiquid, on the other hand, their lineup of course is fairly new as well, and they are also improving, but the last time they didn't really look too good against Fnatic, so today they want to have revenge. Today they want to come back into this best of 3 series and prove that they are still up at the top in Europe and that they can take down Fnatic. If that happens or not, that's something that we're going to find out together. We have a couple of really nice games ahead of us with really cool team compositions. Once again, of course, I'm trying to remember to put that link for the HBA website down into the video description, so you can check that out if you want. Have a bit of a look there, and also, of course, look at the rest of the teams that are currently in that mini league. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Let's jump into game number 1. And we are good to go. Fnatic versus TeamLiquid at the Heroes Battle Arena. Game number 1. Sky Temple is the map, and to the left side we see Breeze on Tyrael, Mena on Khaldor, Quacknix of course on Sonya. We have Smexy on Uther and Shat on Leoric. At the same time, to the right side, it's TeamLiquid with Vortex on Jaina. We have Chris on Falstad, Lucifron on Stitches, Gerd Amherd on Tassadar, and Lowell is playing Muradin. Pretty cool setups for the two teams. The one thing that I really want to highlight again is that these teams faced each other just recently in the Fragbyte Masters tournament, and TeamLiquid got absolutely stomped by their opponents. It was not really what TeamLiquid was expecting, as they were trying to showcase their new lineup as well. They got better during this group stage then, after the first initial match against Fnatic, and this is of course their chance for revenge. Because Fnatic has once again a very strong setup, but they were denied a few heroes that were very crucial to their last victory against TeamLiquid. First of all, Jaina and also Tyrande have been denied to them. Tyrande actually even banned out right now. Chris is having fun with the audio sounds here at the bot lane on his skin, so that's going to be an exciting one. Let's see how he can do with this one. I didn't even see that color coordination for him at all. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting touch that Blizzard put onto that Falstad skin here. Quacknix is of course going to try and dominate that lane. He has a lot of self-sustain with the Whirlwind, and he's going to try and use exactly that. We already have everybody here in position. Quacknix is starting to move in and just Whirlwinds away for now, as we have the rest of the team split amongst the other 2 lanes on the map up to the top. We're currently seeing Menace, Smexy style. They're even rotating around. Stitches with the first hook here, already moving in immediately in the burst damage against Smexy style, but it doesn't look like they are able to take one of these heroes down. We have a lot of Regeneration Master talents for both of the teams. A lot of Conjurer's Pursuit here for Uther, Jaina, and Tassadar. We see Hungry for More on Stitches, which is of course an amazing talent, especially when we're talking about the later stage of the game, where his hit point pool is just going to be absolutely incredible. It's one of the reasons why against Stitches we oftentimes see giant killer heroes taken. Not so in this game though. We have the temples up on the map, and that means that both of the teams are going to try to aim for this. Here at the Heroes Battle Arena, this is going to be the first map in the best of 3, and both of them are very eager to come out the victor and take that lead in the series. Level 4 is even hitting a bit faster now for TeamLiquid. They're again looking for that hook, but Lucifron this time misses. He had to go back to well, and by now both of the teams are on level 4 and the extra talent. We have Flowrider taken on Falstad, and we also see the Snowstorm for Vortex for the extra radius. Chris at the bot lane is probably having the toughest time right now against a hero like Quacknix. Yes, it's Sonya, it's melee versus range, but if you hit that spear, then of course you can always get close enough to Falstad to get a few of these smashes in, and that does so much damage. Let's keep also in mind that with Tassadar as the solo support on the side of TeamLiquid, they are heavily relying on not only leeching Plasma, which has been taken as the level 4 talent, but more so on the level 7 talent Color's Embrace, when we will see that preload ability finally in play. Shat down here might be in a bit of trouble, but he's able to get away with the Wraith Walk. Fnatic so far playing pretty strong. They are probably extremely confident here, considering that the last time they won the series with a 2-0, but at the same time now, TeamLiquid seems to get a bit stronger these days. The lineup stabilized, they're getting a lot better, the way that they communicate, the way that they coordinate their attacks, and they have, of course, high hopes of finally executing revenge against their opponents now. So at this point, Lowell is already in the position at the top lane. Soaking of experience is the most important thing for now. We have Fnatic with a very early capture on the Bruiser camp, and that is starting to push in the top lane. Oftentimes you will see players or teams try to delay it a bit and time it with the temple at the bot lane, which is of course going to spawn at the next wave. 0 kills thus far. We will most likely see Tenderizer as the level 7 talent on Lucifron Stitches to make sure that every hooked target is also slowed down and won't easily escape anymore. It's not Tenderizer, it's Last Bite actually. Very interesting. Alright. So that is actually like pretty cool. That is, yeah, the cooldown reduction that he has on the talent. That's a pretty interesting touch. It's actually something that we don't see too often, but it should really be able to just like help him to survive in these big team fights, maybe even a bit more. So it's all about the sustain apparently here for Lucifron. Did not decide to go for Tenderizer, which is normally the option that we see for most Stitches players. Besides that, no big surprises. Kala's Embrace has been claimed as a level 7 talent on Tacita, and he will start to preload these shields as much as he can because it's one of the most crucial talents if you try to play Tacita as a solo support. Level 8 hitting a bit faster for TeamLiquid, but as you can see here, we have Fnatic versus TeamLiquid on exactly the same level, and now the temple is active and the teams are starting to rotate over. Leoric is still at the top, but Chris is still the first one who has to get out of the fight, and here comes Stitches. He gets the shield, but Quacknix is already on the job. A double stun hits him and Breeze, and Lowell has to jump away here. Lucifron missing the hook, but TeamLiquid is taking position on the temple, and they are fighting a 4 versus 5 right now. Leoric is starting to move over down to the bot lane, but he was still waiting in the mid lane for a bit of additional experience. He's now making his way in, as up at the top we're seeing a Bruiser camp starting to push the towers in. TeamLiquid taking position now on the point, but once again we have a 5 versus 5 as Shat finally appears here. He's about to die though. There's the storm again. Once more the shield. Tacita doing a great job, but Shat is low. Lucifron backed into a corner. He's body blocked completely. Shat is about to die, but so are the TeamLiquid players. They're trying to somehow burst somebody down, but they can't, and Shat is still alive. Look at Vortex moving away here. The temple still claimed. There's the jump on Lowell. He gets out of there. Tacita with a phase shift, and Vortex also on the way back. This is actually looking pretty sick here, especially on the side of TeamLiquid. I mean, they've been able to save every single one of their heroes, but so did Fnatic. Fnatic with Uther low. There's a hook again, but this front line is so difficult to break, and with so many warriors on the side of Fnatic, it's very difficult for TeamLiquid to actually go through them to go for Kel'Thas and take him down. He by now transitioned up to the top lane, trying to defend that and soak some additional experience. But a very nice effort here by Fnatic. They claim most of the shots on the temple and find themselves in a very decent position now, heading towards that level 10 talent. In the mid lane, in the meantime, we have Vortex and Lucifer now back to action. The level 10s have hit when we have March of the Black King, the Divine Shield, Wrath of the Berserker, Phoenix, and Sanctification taken for Tyrael. And Sanctification is of course going to be one of those talents during the team fights that we need the most. Talking about fights, Lucifron isolated and taken down. Stitches is dead, and that's the first kill in the game, 6.5 minutes in. The bottom fort has fallen too, and Quacknix is starting to move in at the tower. They are looking strong right now. They take a lead in experience, and they have the map control at this point. They use it to burst down a few of the structures, the smaller ones, and they also go immediately for this Bruiser camp here. Sorry, the Siege Giant camp, of course. So very nice effort by Fnatic. TeamLiquid, on the other hand, they, well, I don't really want to say they need to step it up a bit. They're not too far behind. They're actually roughly on the same level, but of course they need to be careful that they don't fall behind here. If momentum builds up for Fnatic, it will be difficult for TeamLiquid to come back into this, but they have with Stitches a very good tool, no matter if they're ahead or behind, to land these hooks and just turn and match in their favor, or at least a fight. We have on their side as the heroic abilities now also the Force Wall, of course, and if Lucifron hits a good hook, that Force Wall alone can make sure that the opponent does not get away, is not able to escape. Ring of Frost is a great talent to combo off with that too, and of course we have the Mighty Gust here, which can always just like shove the opponent's team back to make sure that they can get that bursted down target and therefore turn the game in their favor. Vortex and Lowell still starting to move here. We have Lucifron and Gatam here down to the bot lane. Here comes once again an attempt to get one of these camps. Force Wall already put to use. It's a 12-second cooldown on the talent, so why wouldn't you spam it out? It's actually like really cool what you can do with it. At the top lane though, we're having at this point another fort about to fall. Fnatic is trying to reach that level 13 talent a bit faster than their opponents. down to the bot lane, and in the middle we have Temples active now, and here comes a fight as TeamLiquid is looking for an opportunity to burst down one of their opponents. Shat is escaping, we have the Temple already under the control of Breeze, nobody's moving down to the bot lane, and we still have a Siege Giant camp, by the way, that is starting to do damage over here. That's going to be a very important one. It's going to help to push the bot lane while everybody is focused in the middle where the fight is happening. Lucifer with another hook attempt, but he misses, and they're starting to move in once again. Level 13 is so close now for Fnatic. Once they hit the extra talent, they will have the upper hand in the fight. Level 12 versus 12 now, and TeamLiquid moves away just as the extra talent is ready for Fnatic, but they might be a bit too late here. Again, the burst against Stitches, and Tassadar dies as well. A double kill for Fnatic. 3 kills against 0. Mighty Gust used by Chris a tiny bit too late to save the 2 of them. The bot lane is still being attacked, but of course the Siege Giant that we see over here is not going to make it too long since we already have the minions in position. The boss is also bursted now, and that's a real problem that TeamLiquid has at their fingertips. They have a huge disadvantage now because they don't have the talent. They are 2 heroes down. They will be back in the game in just a second, but they won't be able to contest this boss, and that is the biggest problem that they have right now. Boss has been claimed. The mid temple is completely, or was under the control of Fnatic, and Fnatic cannot always go for the bottom temple and get even more shots in. But they are moving in with the boss. Level 13 talents now for both of the teams. We have, of course, on the side of Fnatic the chain bombs used. We even see a spell shield for Uther, who wants to play it super safe, as we have an ice block for Jaina. We also have now the Giant Killer, and that's such important talent when we're talking about a triple warrior lineup. Chris on Falstad is going to be the one that they will rely upon heavily for the damage against this tank line, and he is going to try to do exactly that right now already. Lowell jumps back as Sonya is going for him. Quacknix this time without the kill, and we have the boss moving through the wall. Fnatic is right on his heels. There's Lucifer. Again, they try the gravity lapse. He misses the hook. Not really lucky with those. Lowell jumps in and gets the stun off. Breeze actually trapped, but it's the kill against Jaina that happens first, and that's most of the damage that we're seeing on the side of TeamLiquid. They lose Falstad and Tassadar as well, and Fnatic is just playing an incredible match once again. They lost their first game in the Heroes Battle Arena just a day ago, but at this point they are playing an amazing first map against their opponent here. It is a best of 3, so it's not over just yet, but Fnatic showcasing once again their current strength with this lineup. We are seeing them going for the core, and there is no way for Fnatic to actually control this and take them down. Well, at least 2 heroes are back, but with 27% on the core, this should be game, and they move in, claim victory, and take the match here. Really well played, good job by Fnatic, and a victory on the first map. GG. And we are live with our second game here at the Heroes Battle Arena, powered by Twitch and G2A. To the left side of the map, Fnatic with a 1-0 lead. Breeze is playing Tyrael for the team. We have Quacknix this time on Falstad. Sonya was banned out, of course. We're currently seeing Smexy style on Brightwing. We have at the same time now Khaldor, played by Mene, and Shat on Abathur. To the right side of the map, we have at the same time Gerd Amherd. And well, good Gerd is playing Uther this time, so we have him on a real support in this particular match. And as you can see, Lowell on Illidan, Chris on Sylvanas, Vortex on Jaina, and Lucifer is playing the only tank of the team. He's playing ETC here. And ETC is, well, he will have a pretty tough time staying alive, which is one of the reasons why we see Proc Rock right now. So currently trying to make sure that he gets a bit of extra sustain. Quacknix on the carry pigeon, how we're liking to call that skin. And it looks like Shat is going to try and show his Abathur skills again. Now, you might not necessarily know this, but he played that hero several times in the recent Fragbite Masters tournament, and Shat is a monster on Abathur. If he gets the opportunity to really move in and do some damage, then he will do that. His pushing abilities are insane. He played some crazy matches with the hero, and it's not going to be easy for TeamLiquid to really control him here on the map. I like the mobility that we're seeing for Fnatic, by the way. We just saw Quacknix fly up to the top, and Smexy's style jumped in immediately. So that's one of the things that he is going to try and attempt to do over the rest of the game as well. Just trying to soak off lanes and then go into the fight with Brightwing, with Falstad, when it's really getting to the big battle itself. So I really like that they're trying to just like have that flexibility in their lineup as they're playing against a very aggressive setup, and playing around the opponent is something that they can definitely try and do here. I've been talking about that momentum that Team Liquid could build up, but right now they are actually the ones on the run, and Vortex might die to Breeze and Abathur, and indeed he does, and that is not the start that they were hoping for. So that's the first kill for Fnatic, and for Team Liquid in their setup, it's really important that they gain some momentum here. Once they have the momentum, they can start to really just like take these heroes apart, especially Sylvanas, of course, once you are ahead in the game, is helping you to even press that advantage more and more, but Abathur is everywhere. And the mobility that I was mentioning earlier is, of course, also based on his ability to use the symbiote. I mean, we have with Falstad and Brightwing, two heroes that are especially good at jumping across the map, but Abathur can jump anywhere he wants. And that could put 3 heroes in a spot within seconds. Just imagine a boss taken at the other end of the map. Falstad flies in, Abathur is using the symbiote, and we have Smexy style and immediately TPing him as well. And in a second, we have 3 heroes at the other end of the map that can contest until the rest of your team arrives. So there's a lot of potential for Fnatic to just use that. We have for now the first tribute down at the bot lane. Both teams are on level 4 and have the extra talents, where we're seeing again the Toxic Nest focus on Abathur after he went into the Locust talent, which already indicates that on level 13 and 16 we're going to see the Locust talents as well. When we're talking about the talents on the side of Team Liquid though, we have that shield for Uther, and Illidan is going to become stronger and stronger as the game progresses, and that Uther Divine Shield later on is going to be his safety net when he goes into the fights, and that's exactly what happens now. The fight is starting and Illidan goes deep, they take down Breeze, they claim the kill here. Lowell eats the damage from the Tyrael explosion, but they are still going for tribute, and it looks like they might be able to catch this one. Sylvanas, by the way, is not even with the team. Chris is up at the top lane and still pushing. Of course, Shed in the mid lane trying to soak some experience as well, but the tribute goes to Team Liquid. They have level 6 and still up at the top, Sylvanas doing her thing, the split push. And this is of course extremely powerful what Chris is currently doing here. They are able to burst this wall down, gives them an easy access to the fort, and a potential boss at the top lane would go straight for the main structure. So a very nice move here. Quacknix is trying to contest that now, but even with 4 heroes, Team Liquid was able to claim the tribute at the bot lane and get a kill, and this is exactly the power that we've been talking about this setup. If you fall behind, you might be in trouble, but if you take a lead, if you are actually gaining that momentum that you want to build up, then you can do so much with this setup. A lot hinges on Lucifon though, and he needs to make sure that he stays alive during these fights and that he is that constant threat with the mosh pit. Theoretically, he could also go into a stage dive. We've been talking about it a bit. The idea then would change. He wouldn't really try to like move in at the front, but he would try to be on the off lane, soaking experience and jumping with a stage dive into the back line the moment that Illidan commits to the fight as well. So that's one way how you can play it, but on this map in particular, it would kind of make sense for Lucifon to go into the mosh pit, and also on the European server, going into stage dive is rather rare, whereas we've seen it occasionally on North America. Breeze right now jumping away. The teams are both on level 7, which gives Illidan, first of all, the first aid. Here we go with the second tribute in the game. After Peekaboo, we of course have now the face shield taken for Brightwing. Tyrael doesn't even commit to a level 7 talent just yet. Breeze moves away. Battle momentum is, well, usually the talent that we see here, but there are a few options of what he could go for. For now, though, we have zoning happening as Lucifon makes sure that Gerd is able to capture this one. And Brightwing is gonna fall now as well at the top lane. A great start for Team Liquid now after they initially lost the first hero. Battle momentum indeed chosen as a level 7 talent on Tyrael. We have also Frostbitten on level 7 for Jaina and follow through for a bit of extra damage. So pretty solid opening for Team Liquid. Fnatic isn't too far behind, of course. They lost some experience in comparison, but they're still in a very nice position here. We're seeing the rest of the teams just rotating around. Breeze and Shatter currently in the mid lane doing their thing. We have Gerd here trying to get some experience up at the top. Quacknix again with that pirate skin. I love the sound that we have for it. Like the entire sound setup for the pirate is pretty cool. And the carry pigeon is in position. Here comes Lowell and Gerd though. The stun hits. Barrel roll is being used. Lowell goes deep but has to move away. Abathur is immediately with him. And Quacknix has to move away for now. He's on half health, but he can of course just like be back and then fly in again. Camps were taken on the map, and that's especially true for Team Fnatic. The problem for them is that there is another tribute, and Lucifon, can he channel it? wow, just barely chancel out. So with the cancel here, Lucifron is still there, but look at how fast they are at the position. This is exactly the problem that they're having. He uses his ult and stuns too, but Lucifron still dies, and that's exactly what I've been talking about earlier. What happened? Quarknix flies in, Brightwing jumps in, and then we have Abathar also in position, but the curse is still happening. They didn't have the level 10s, and therefore they couldn't really contest, even though they got the initial kill. They closed the gap in experience a little bit though, and right now we have for them, as you can see, not only that Mosh Pit available on the side of ETC as a rogue ability, but Metamorphosis, Divine Shield. Look how fast they dive here. They go for Mene. Mighty Gust being used. Chris is solo, gets the Divine Shield. Brightwing jumps in, and all of a sudden this fight turns against TeamLiquid. They can't move in like that. I don't even know why they tried. Vortex is there. Oh, they're all gonna die, aren't they? Chris falls, and so does Vortex. This is a double kill. TeamLiquid with, in my opinion, a pretty bad call. It's always so tempting to go into one of these scenarios and just like dive the keep. And against any other team, I would have completely agreed with the attempt. The problem still is that if you are trying to dive these heroes on the side of Fnatic, the only thing that they have to do is get Brightwing and Abathar in there, and then they fight a completely different battle. And that is what happened here. Fnatic with a very, very nice rotation. They rotated the heroes down to the bot lane. They immediately jumped in with the mobility that they had. And even though there was a curse for TeamLiquid, they lose 2 heroes and lose the advantage that they had in the game. They're now behind in experience, and that is definitely not what they were looking for. The top lane attempt now to go for boss, but already Breeze on the move. Here comes Brightwing jumping in immediately. Moshpit isn't ready yet. They go for Smexy style. Ah, nice move here on the side of Tyrael, using his Sanctification, but Illidan is still in play, and he goes for Smexy. Can get close enough? Yes, he can, but there's no way to actually take this now. So they move back to the boss, try to take it again. It's still level 12 versus 12, and Fnatic is very unlikely to let this go. I mean, they're already on the move back in, but by now Moshpit is ready, so in a fight scenario, Lucifron might be able to get this. Brightwing jumps in, Quarknix is here, Main on the way, Peekaboo triggered. They have the vision that they need. Abathar can move in if he wants to now too. Phoenix in play, and this boss is actually like very low. Is Fnatic going to try and steal it away? No, they don't. They're completely happy with the situation as is, because Abathar is at the bot lane soaking experience. Fnatic doesn't have to win the fight. They just have to make sure that TeamLiquid is not getting the boss. As long as Shad soaks experience with his body at the bot lane, that's the only thing that they need to do, and that's exactly what they got. Great position for them right now. So they get the boss. And we have also Lowell and Chris right now in a position where they still push the top lane. Actually, I just like said they get the boss. I think I just misspoke, but what I meant to say was they get the level 13 talent, and TeamLiquid didn't get the boss. So for Fnatic, everything is totally fine here. Again, that mobility with Quarknix and Smexy style jumping in immediately. We have level 13 talents now, and therefore, of course, the Chain Bomb. We see the Ice Block on Brightwing. Brightwing was a primary target so far for TeamLiquid, so that's a very good talent choice. Obviously, we would like to go into a few of those Pixie Dust talents or even others, but Ice Block gives Brightwing a bit more safety, and since she was one of the main targets, it makes sense. There comes the Divine Shield, too late. The Mosh Pit is cancelled. Oh, TeamLiquid with a bit of a coordination mistake here. Lucifron using his Mosh Pit too early. Get Amherd was already supplying the Divine Shield, but he was half a second too late, and it gets cancelled immediately. The whole idea of this combo is, of course, to provide ETC with the Divine Shield that allows him to have this uninterruptible Mosh Pit, and that could have meant a kill here, but they did not get it, and therefore they wasted 2 cooldowns. At the top lane, we have the Tribute spawning again. Teams are both at level 13 now, which means we have Icy Veins, we have the 6th Stance talent taken, Shrink Ray, and Spell Shield. TeamLiquid lets this one go for now. But yeah, it's level 14 versus nearly level 14. 4 kills against 2. Abathar with the Bombard Strain is starting to go straight into that pushing power that we've been talking about earlier. And of course, Tyrael has the imposing will here. But this is now one of the scenarios where TeamLiquid has to be a bit careful. They need some momentum in these fights, and that means they need to heavily rely on Illidan. They didn't really get a 5 versus 5 fight in the last 2 minutes. Most of the battles that we saw were pretty uneven. Even the one up at the boss, since the boss himself or itself was moving in and trying to take Fnatic down. So, sorry, TeamLiquid down. So right now there's more camps taken on the map, another Tribute spawning. And that might be the first chance for TeamLiquid to actually make a move here. It's 3 versus 3 now. Abathar can jump in with the Symbiote. And here comes Sylvanas and also Illidan, and it's time to shine. Now Illidan has to really show his skills. They are falling a bit behind experience, and this is the opportunity for them to go in and maybe get a kill here. Already Mighty Gust used by Quacknix, but they can't go for the tribute yet, and Fnatic is playing this safe for now. They're moving away a bit, using the Phoenix again for zoning purposes and trying to delay that tribute even more. Mighty Gust and Phoenix are both on cooldown, and we have Mosh Pit back in another 3 seconds. The Water Elemental has been committed and is already chasing Breeze, but the tribute is captured by Team Liquid. Very well played here by them, and of course Fnatic is just like trying to let it go for now. They are trying to play it safe, better safe than sorry here, since they are in a position where they already captured the last tribute. They want to wait until they hit level 16. That gives them another important talent, especially for heroes like Kalthas, of course. And Abathur can do so much more damage if he goes on the off lanes with the level 16 talent, since he's going for that Locust build that allows him to push a lane pretty easily. Chris at the top lane, using that pushing power on Sylvanas to burst these waves down, so he's not going to waste any time here. The level 7 talent, of course, allows him to do that quite easily with the unstable poison. 16 is ready for Fnatic, and that means that they are talking about Arcane Barrier, about Locust Brood, and about the Greater Polymorph. All of these talents are just so incredibly strong. The problem that also Team Liquid has now is if they would go for boss, there's a Mighty Gust against them and the Holy Ground. So claiming one boss with your opponent still being around is nearly impossible. Lucifron with a pretty cheeky attempt to go down here for the tribute, but Fnatic is ready now with a level 16 as well, and everybody for them is moving in. Fnatic and Team Liquid both on 16, and here comes the attack against Breeze. Mighty Gust used, and he even used his Sanctification, even though there was nobody there. Quacknix already pushed them away, so Breeze kind of wastes his ult, panicking a bit here, and that puts Team Liquid into a pretty solid position now. We have the Benediction taken, Illidan with the Stone Skin, and they're starting to move in. The near kill against, well, they actually got the copy on Falstad. I thought he was able to barrel move away, but he didn't. So Falstad copy is down. Abathur is losing his ult, and once again Team Liquid moves in. They have a very nice position now for the tribute, but can they get a kill? That is the pretty big question here. Oh, ETC is all alone. This time the Divine Shield hits, and they snipe Falstad. They get Falstad. Well done by Gedamhead and Lucifron. They save ETC, get the counter kill, but Lowell gets healed just before he dies. Unbelievable. Lucifron and Lowell, they are so low right now, and they're moving in again. It's a 5 versus 4 still. Brightwing jumps back in. Lucifron still low. Uther is doing whatever he can. The Holy Ground is zoning them out, but the tribute was already captured by Team Liquid. 2 for 1 in their favor, and they got the kill as well. 4 kills against 3. This is such an intense match right now. Team Liquid, they lost the first map, but they're playing such a great game here. But so does Fnatic. Both of these teams are doing an incredible job. But this is really the MVP of the game. The Slug is making the moves. Look at the experience bar here. Even though the last few minutes were really good for Team Liquid in terms of them taking down a hero or two, getting a tribute, they are so far behind in experience right now. That experience lead on the side of Fnatic has even been increased. Uh-oh, Falstad. Whoa! Wow, that's the copy on Abathur, of course, but still, they lose the copy, and that's a huge problem right now. That's the curse against Fnatic. They were not able to rotate to the tribute in time. Falstad was flying in, or the copy of Falstad was flying in, but that didn't do anything for them. They got the boss though, as you can see. So they moved for the boss and tried to take that so they can go through the fort out to the bot lane. But we have a fight up at the top as we are seeing Team Liquid aim for boss now on their own. But that curse is a problem. The top lane is being pushed. The good thing for Fnatic is that Abathur is a very good counterpart during curse times, since he can move in with the symbiote and help just these lanes out a bit and get those locusts on the lanes too. And Shed has been soaking so much experience in this game. It's actually like a little bit insane. Just to give you a bit of an idea here, he is at 14,000 experience. So interestingly enough, Kalthas at 12,000, which is actually very good. A little bit more than expected here. Talking about the damage in general, I mean, we're going to have a look at that, of course, as well, to give you a rough idea of what was going on so far. The siege damage for Kalthas and Abathur, roughly the same, 83 against 81,000. Sylvanas is even better than that with 86,000 that she was able to supply here. That was a bit of a mouthful here for some reason. And, well, we have level 19 versus 17. That soak is just insane. Fnatic is playing a great game on the map when it comes to all these rotations. It's very difficult for Team Liquid to match that, especially, of course, since we have Brightwing and also Falset just flying in everywhere. And it's like the mobility of 3 heroes that combined gives them a lead in experience that is just being increased even when they lose heroes on the map. Very well done there. So for now we have level 20 just around the corner for Team Fnatic, and that could enable them to go for a boss. Boss would push top lane, where we still have, well, it's not really a fort, it's the ruin of a fort that still survived for some reason, but one hit and this thing is down. That's one. It's actually why we have Chris waiting on Sylvanas a bit longer. Epic Mount as the heroic ability, the Storm talent for Falstad. We have also now the Locust Net is all about the siege power here on Abathur. We have Bolt of the Storm and a rewind for the double polymorph thanks to Brightwing. And this is a very, very scary setup since Team Liquid has to soak for another 1.5 level before they can do anything here. They will most likely let the next tribute go since there's like 0 chance of them winning a fight at this point. At least not a fight in the open. They need to try to hug those keeps a little bit longer on these towers to just like get the edge in the battle itself. But once again, up at the top lane, Abathur trying to push the lanes, going to jump in at the bot lane now with a copy. They're trying to exploit the Storm talent advantage that they have now with the 20s. They are starting to move in. Here comes Breeze trying to zone Lucifer, but he has to move back. Shed with a copy on Tyrael right now that both of them are moving in, but Shed gets bursted down here. And Breeze even pushed back. Gravity Labs is saving him for now. Shed is down on the Abathur copy. Breeze jumps away. Are they going to jump in for this one? They actually are. They're trying to take the fight, even they don't have the Storm talents now, since the copy on Abathur is down. And Illidan moves in immediately. Lowell has to retreat, though, as the rest of the team is pushed back by the Mighty Gust. But they still don't give this up yet. There comes the slow, thanks to the Water Elemental versus Breeze. But they move away once again. Level 21 nearly versus level 19. And up at the top lane, Shad still putting the Locust Nest in. He wants to push this lane, and he is pushing it hard. At the bot lane, on the other hand, we have the fight happening. ETC with the ult. Great move here. The kill against Tyrael. ETC is still alive, but a nice explosion. Tyrael was doing the best he could. Quadnix flies away. They jump on Smexy style. They're trying to go in. And this is the momentum that we've been talking about earlier. Fnatic, they have it, but they don't have the 20s yet. So they're trying to just push Smexy style back for now. The polymorph is hitting again. Lucifer is trying to get into range for a power slide. He uses it, but already the ice block used. A great move by Smexy style with the ice block, and then the blink heal jump to Falstad. A good escape here. 4 kills against 4. But let's keep in mind that all of this was happening while Team Liquid did not have the level 20 talents. They didn't have them. They fought without the level 20 talents. Team Liquid is about to finally hit that so crucial level, and that will put them on eye level with Fnatic. And so far, not a single keep has been taken out. And that level 20 is going to be so strong for them now. Not only do they have a triple bowl of the Storm, but Uther, of course, with Redemption. And Illidan is going to have a lot more chasing potential no matter what talent he chooses now. It's going to be really good for him. I mean, Demonic Form, you can go into Nexus Blades here, or also go for the Ball of the Storm on your own. And all of these talents are going to make your life so much easier. And this is going to be an incredible late game here. I'm loving this match, really. Like, it's not as kill heavy as other games, but we have right now a setup where both of the teams are playing such a careful match. And as I say it, Illidan moves in, gets bursted. The misclick on Get Amherd. He clicks Lucifer with a Divine Shield and does not hit Illidan. That could decide the game. A double falls that flies in. They go for Lucifer, and this is most likely going to be at least a keep. It could be game. Gerd Amherd dies once, and here comes Fnatic. Uther misclicks his Divine Shield on, well, ETC instead of Illidan, and that results in Illidan being bursted down immediately. A 4 versus 5 situation evolves, and therefore we have now the kills against not only Jaina but also Uther. The curse against the red team. Here comes ETC again with his ult attempt, but the silence even doesn't do anything. This is going to be a 2-0 victory, most likely for Fnatic, but Team Liquid is fighting. They're trying, but here comes the Mighty Gust again. Nice ice block here too. Oh, the core at 10%. 4 heroes still alive. Also low, but it doesn't matter. GG, and Fnatic, they are successful once again against their opponents here. Great match and really well done. Great play on the side of Fnatic.
Wow, Fnatic does it again. They take TeamLiquid down with a 2-0, not leaving them a chance here. Really well played by Fnatic, and these guys are scary. I mean, TeamLiquid looked a little bit better than last time, don't get me wrong, and they already said that they have great team synergy, like the attitude apparently of all of the players seems to be really exactly what they were looking for. People that don't blame others, are calm, collected even after a loss and try to analyze what went wrong, but they already said that they will need a little bit more time to really unfold the full power of their lineup, that they are not really used to each other's playstyles just yet. And they're getting better, but Fnatic, I mean, that's a different level that we're seeing here right now. These guys seem to be on top of the world. They might not be the best team in Europe just yet, but they're definitely up in the top 3 at this point. Great play by them once more, and they secure themselves another best of 3 win in the Heroes Battle Arena, so a very nice point for them. Guys, of course, if you liked the video and if you liked the commentary, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button on the channel. Subscribe to Khaldor TV. And of course, if you liked the video, you can also hit that thumbs up button on YouTube too. If you have any questions, post them in the comment section. And yeah, I guess I'm going to see you next time with even more Heroes of the Storm content here. So have a good day, enjoy your week, and see you guys soon.